Welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen how to travel the data from service to controller and controller to JSP with the help of a model attribute, and through that we learned about many different annotations. And also we have seen if more than one service class was used, then how we can prioritize our service class which we require in the project with the help of add primary and add qualifier annotation. Now, in this video, we are going to learn how to save a data from a JSP file to a database instead of hard coding, and also we are going to learn how we will access the data from JSP file with the help of a database. So for that, I am going to use an embedded database. Embedded database is a database which is mostly used for testing purpose of an application, of a large and complex application. I am saying this large and complex application, that's because embedded database, if you will restart the application for a maintenance, then all the data which is stored in that database is going to be wiped out, completely clean. So it is always recommended to use a standalone application for crucial information that you wanted to run for a long time. Now, to use that project in our application, to use that database in our application, first of all, what I am going to do, I am going to remove all the unnecessary code which we don't require in this project. For example, in the previous video, I have used two service class. One is Coaching Institute, another one is Advanced Coaching Institute. Now, in this video, I don't need two service class, so I am going to remove Coaching Institute service and all the other things which I don't require in this project. Now everything is done. I have cleaned all the unnecessary code. Now what I am going to do? Now I am going to implement H2 database. Now I am going to add dependency of H2 database in pom.xml. After that, I will write all the data related information in application.properties, database related information like URL, driver class name, username, password, JPA, database platform, etc. etc. So let's write that one first. Now here you can see that by default I kept password equal to blank. That's because by default H2 database doesn't keep any type of a password. Now the implementation of application.properties of all the driver connection is completed. Now what I will do, I will go to the com.org.model, and here I am going to add JPA based annotations. See, you can see that I am implementing different annotation. I am going to talk about all those annotations and their work after the implementation. So let's complete this one first. After that I will explain the annotation. Okay, now let's import. Here import option is not coming. Maybe I'm doing some mistake here. Okay, it's a JPA based annotation and I didn't added the dependency of JPA in pom.xml. Okay, yeah, so let's go to the pom.xml and add the dependency here. I've already copy pasted the code, so I've already copy pasted the code, so it will be fasten my work. Now what I will do, I will go to the Coaching Institute and try to import all those annotations again. Let's see if it will work again or not. Okay, now import option is coming, javax.persistence. Let's try at id. Okay, this one is also coming at column. Okay, so I forgot the dependency, that was my mistake. Here add generated value should be there, not add generated. Now I've implemented all the annotations. Now let's talk about this annotation. Add entity. Add entity helps to persist the data in a database. So if you haven't given any custom table name, then by default this coaching institute will be your table name, and at id is the primary key of the entity. So here I have added one more field, private long id. This private long id will be the primary key of this coaching institute id, and after that I've implemented one more annotation, add generated value. Add generated value, what it will do, it will increment by 1 after every time data persists. Okay, and after that I have implemented at column annotation. So if you wanted to change the name of the custom name, okay, at that time we can use at column annotation. Or if you don't want to use any type of a custom name, if you want to give this field name only, then you don't need at column annotation. That we are going to see in the later videos, or we will see in the further video. So let's implement this one. So up to that much our job of coaching institute is done. Now what we will do, we will add one more package. Okay, and name of that package will be, let's say I will keep the name as com.org.interf repository, and inside that package I'm going to create one class, and class interface, and interface name will be coaching institute interface repository, and inside that interface I'm going to extend JPA repository, and in JPA repository two generic type you required. First one is the which model class that you are going to implement, means you wanted to extract the data, and another one is the type of the primary key, and the type of the primary key is private long id, so type is long. So I'm going to use coaching institute, that model class, and the long. Now if I will go to inside JPA repository, then you will find that multiple methods are existed here. These multiple methods will help us to extract the data from the database. That's what we will see in the later videos, and through that we will learn about different ways to extract the data as per our requirement. Okay, now up to that much we have completed. Now what we will do, we will go to the service class, and here I am going to add one more method. In this method I am going to save the details. Okay, now here I am going to use one JPA repository method save, and inside save I am going to pass all the data that I wanted to save inside a database coaching institute. So these methods all exist inside JPA repository, and JPA repository I'm calling with the help of a coaching institute interface repository, where it is marked as @AutoWired. And at how @AutoWired works I've already explained in the previous video. @AutoWired injects dependency in IOC container. Okay, and to inject the IOC container, it requires a bean type which already existed in the IOC container. So here inside JPA repository, you can see that here the annotation marked as at no repository bean. Okay, now let's see the job of a at no repository bean. This annotation is used to avoid creating repository proxies for interface that actually match the criteria of a repository interface. And what is a repository? A repository is a specialization of a at component, okay, with some extra features, additional features, like it will help us to handle data related exceptions. Okay, that's where at repository annotation comes, and we are using at no repository annotation because the common usage of this annotation is when providing an extended based interface for all repositories. Now you can see that this is the interface. Again, I am going to paging sort extends paging and sorting repository, that is also an extended interface. So at no repository is used to providing an extended based interface for all repositories. Okay, so up to that much we understood that how this will help us to save the data. Now up to service we have done. Now I will remove all the hard coded data, and here I am going to access the data with the help of a primary key ID. Again, here I am going to use another method, and method name will be something, let's say coaching institute repository, after that dot get by ID. Now you can see that get by, and here the primary key ID is given here. Okay, this ID is in capital letter. So if you wanted to access the data get by salary, then you can do that. Get by salary will be in the capital letter, S will be the capital letter. So if you wanted the data get by fees, so you can write like this: get by, F will be the capital letter, get by fees. Like that we can do. Okay, now the next thing what we will do, we will add one more JSP. Okay, to save all the details, and let's say name of the JSP I will keep as coaching institute underscore save. To save time, what I have done, I've already written the coaching institute underscore dot save dot JSP to all the fields: ID, salary, fees, maintenance. I'm just copy pasting the code here. But before copy pasting the code, I have to implement JSTL dependency inside pom.xml. Otherwise, our code will not work, because I've used some JSTL tags also. Okay, I've implemented the JSTL tags. Now let's get back to the JSP, and I'm just copy pasting the code which I have already copy pasted in the notepad from there. Now let's see what are the things that I have written here. Now if you will see that form action, here I have written /add. So what does this /add will do? When I will submit the button, at this time this /add will find the controller, and there it will say wherever / is there, through that it is going to save the data. Okay, after that what I have done, a model attribute I have taken as an institute. After that method, it will go as a post. So I am going to use at post mapping annotation, so that data will go as a post. And after that, all those fields which I have created: coaching institute, fees, maintenance, head of finance department, and in the end that button is there. Input type equal to submit, value equal to add details. So JSP part is done. Now here I am going to call that JSP file which I have implemented here. So I am going to write one method here. So whenever this save new detail, I will call the URI. At that time, blank that saving details page will come. Now let's execute the code. One error is coming here. What is the error? Filled Coaching Institute repository in com.org.service .advanced Coaching Institute interface repository that could not be found. Okay, I haven't enabled JPA repositories, and also I haven't enabled at entity scan, so that they are not able to find that Coaching Institute model class, and JPA repository is not enabled, so it is not able to properly implement it. So let's implement those two annotation also. By name itself you can understand the job of these two annotations. JPA repository by default it is false, so I enabled it one. Now let's execute the code again. Okay, right now in the server no error is thrown, and if we look at it, it is saying that it started Coaching Institute application in 8.256. Okay, let's reload the code. But everything is done properly only, because in application.properties I mentioned all the database related connections. So I think it should work, because here I have by h2.console.enabled also I make it as true, and password is blank, I have kept it. So okay, it's not working. What is the error? Database mem test db. Okay, by default actually h2 database accept as a test db, not sample. So I have my mistaken test sample. So let's keep it test db and stop the code and restart again. Let's see what happens. Let's try to connect. Username is wrong. Okay, here I have given as username. By default SA is there. See, you need to understand one thing. I have kept by default h2 database, it should be kept, I kept as test sample, and username I have kept as h2, but you can't do that. By default you have to kept as a test dba, and username should be SA, password will be blank. But if you want to give your own custom, that also you can do. You can save the data in a file, and through that you can change the database name or database name, and username, password also you can change. It's not a very difficult thing, it's very easily. But right now this is just a testing purpose of an application, right? Maybe in the later video I'm going to explain it to you how to use this h2 database in a file instead of a embedded application. Okay, but for now I'm just using this one default only. Okay, let's restart the application. I think this time it will work, because most of the error are rectified. Let's see what happens next. Okay, it opened, and now you can see that here it is coaching_institute, and all the fields, ID, fees, head of finance department, maintenance, salary, whatever the column name we have given, it came here. But if we will go to the Coaching Institute, you can see that at column annotation was there, but we are not using any custom name. So I don't think so we need at this at column annotation if we are not using any custom name. So we can remove this one, because by entity only at entity annotation will present that this is a table name you can take, and rest of the fields you can take as a what is that column name. So I will just remove the at column annotation. So it should not get affect anything, because anyway I'm not using any custom name, right? Okay, ID, fees, head of finance department, maintenance, salary, everything is fine. Now what if I wanted to change the name of a custom name I wanted to give? I don't want whatever the default name that model class given. So for that I can use at column annotation. For the let's give that private long id one custom name. Let's see what happens here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use at column annotation here. And here I will give the name coaching underscore id, something like that. Okay, it worked. Let's go to the UI and try it out that name is changed or not. So we will reload this one, Firefox. Okay, coaching underscore id. Now the custom name is coming, that what we have given. Now what about the table name? Table name is that whatever the table name is given as a class name. Okay, so if you wanted to give your own custom table name, that is also option is there. Okay, right now I'm going to remove this one because we don't need. So if I wanted to change the table name, for that another annotation is there, and name of that annotation will be at table. And here I will give the name, let's say coaching underscore details. Okay, this is the in controller part we have written save new details, so through that we can access this one, the same JSP file that we have written here. Now let's save some data here. Now you can see that when I'm submitting the data, it is going localhost 8080/add. Okay, but in the controller, if we will go, then you will find it out that I haven't written anything about saving the details. I have written only to calling this JSP file, but not saving the details. So I have to write that method also to saving the details. Used method equal to post, so here I'm using at post mapping. Now you can see that I'm using add here, so that whenever I will submit save the data, it should come in this method, and through that it should travel to service class. Now from through that it will call the save details, and from Coaching Institute repository it will call the JPA repository method save, and through that Coaching Institute it is going to save the details in our S2 database. Okay, I think most of the work we have done. Now what we will do, we'll just reload the code again. You will see closely that name of that DB also changed as from coaching_institute to coaching_details. Now there is one data, it is saved here. Now let's save one or two details more to cross verify. Now you can see that after calling that coaching info, it is showing that Aditya. That's because in the ID part, if you remember, I have hard coded the 1. Now this is one. You can see the work of a add generated value work. After every time data saves, it incremented by 1. If you see the closely ID, first one I saved as 1, after that second ID it is saved as 2, after the third one it is 3. Now if you wanted to save one more data, it will be incremented by 4, and there you can see the job of a add generated value, and after every time it persists the data, it incremented by 1. That's what we have done in the annotation of a Coaching Institute, and if by default we have hard coded the data of a coaching info, that's why 1L we have written in the service class. That's why it is accessing the first ID of Aditya, and here I have implemented add generated value. Because of that, ID is continuously changing or incrementing after every time I am persisting the data. Okay, now what if I don't want to call the data by hard coded? I wanted to extract the by dynamically. Means if I wanted to access 1, then I will access 1. If I wanted to access 2, then I will access 2 by the URI part. How I can do that? For that, what I will do, first of all, I am going to use open and close brace, and here I am going to write the Coaching Institute private long ID, and that URI part I am going to extract with the help of a @path variable annotation. The job of a @path variable annotation is it extract data right from the URI. Now you will check how I am going to use @path variable annotation to extract that ID and pass it to the model.attribute. Now extracted the data and I passed it to the ID field, and this ID field I am going to pass it in the coaching info.get all details by ID. Job is done. Dynamically I have changed everything. Now let's go to the Firefox and try it out again. All the data is wiped out. Now in the beginning of the video I have explained it to you. That is the biggest drawback of an embedded application, that every time you will restart the application, the old data is going to be wiped out. So what I am going to do, I am going to save 2 or 3 details to again to display the data from save new details. data was saved. Now let's go to the coaching institute and coaching info and try to access the data. You remembered I have kept open and close braces the ID. So the default is the benefit of open and close braces that you can change the ID number as per your requirement. So let's change ID number from /1. So it will access the first ID which have ID 1. So here it is, ID 1 is name is Kanchan. Now change it to 2, Aditya. Now if you will change it to 3, then it will come as head of finance department is Bimal. So from this, in this video we learned how to save the data in the database and how to acquire the data from the database with the help of a JPA and JSP. Now what are the things that we did here? We will let's revise it again. First of all, we added 3 dependency. First one is H2 dependency, after that JPA dependency, and after that JSTL tag which we have used in our JSP. After that, we have implemented our connection in application.properties. By default, I have implemented all the default properties. You can see the test DB, driver class name, username equal to SA, password blank, and also I have enabled H2 console because by default H2 console is false. After that, I have implemented JPA based annotation in Coaching Institute model class. That part also I've completed, and through that we understood about different annotation. If you wanted to give the custom name, then you can use at table, and if you wanted to give the column custom name, at that time we can use at column annotation. There are many other things for joining at one to many, one to many, many to one, but we haven't implemented one. But maybe we will slowly whenever we will increase this project, we will learn that one also. Not a big deal. Now after that, we have created one repository, and in that repository we have created one interface and extends JPA repository. And inside JPA repository there are multiple methods exist which will help us to extract the data or save the data and do multiple operations of data related work, data transfer related work, we can say like that. Okay, up to that much we did. After that, what we did, we created one JSP file. There we have which will help us to save the data to a database. We have written the code, and the thing is we have used form spring. The benefit of form spring that we don't have to write too much unnecessary of a code. We just have to keep careful of one thing, that type ID should be or path should be equal to the model class field that you have implemented. And after that, in control class, 2 methods we have implemented. One is new details to show the blank page of a filled data, and another one is save details. After submitting the button, after filling all the details, we will submit the button and it will come here in this add save details, and which will help through the service class. It is going to save the data to a H2 database. So these are the things that we learned. Now this is the end of this video. I will provide all the code in the GitHub, and GitHub link I will give in the description section. If you have any type of a feedback or doubt, please write it in the comment section. If I had done any type of a mistake, then also write it in the comment section so that I can also increase my knowledge and I will know that I have done this mistake, so I won't repeat that one. Okay, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel to keep motivate me, and please press the bell icon to get the regularly updates. And in the next video we will learn more about Spring project. So stay tuned and keep watching Adhyan channel. Thank you.